Degenerate gamers, what up though? It's your boy Broom here with more random 6 thoughts, and in today's video we'll be discussing Ubisoft's 3.4 patch update, game modes or the lack thereof, as well as confirmed leaked information about upcoming Brazilian CTUs in Rainbow Six Siege, so stay tuned.
Save me, Ebola. Throw a frag out to cover him or something.
Cal, there's a...
No, not right there! Not right there! I've been down the hole,
Okay guys, so Ubisoft released a universal platform patch this last week, and while it's not an incredibly large patch, it does introduce a few new tweaks and balances to Rainbow Six Siege. The most noticeable change with patch 3.4 undoubtedly came to Pulse, who according to Ubisoft's pick rates and percentages is rarely picked. What? Okay, sure, but I digress. So basically they applied IQ's gadget buff from the last update to Pulse's cardiac sensor, as well as a visual and audio update. Now this buff is huge in my opinion, as it makes one of the best roaming operators an even more viable roaming operator. And contrary to Ubisoft's pick rates and quote-unquote data analysis, I can barely get my hands on Pulse when I'm playing, as he's one of, if not the most targeted defensive operator within the Degenerate gaming crew, and I'd be willing to bet the PS4 in general. I always plan on scanning for a Pulse and a Valkyrie every time I'm on my drone in the attacking preparation phase. Now on top of the Pulse buff, they also made operator fixes to Doc, Tachanka, Blackbeard, Valkyrie, Bandit, and all shield welding operators, as well as gameplay and level design fixes, all of which can be found on the Rainbow Six Siege main website or official subreddit, both of which are linked in the description below. Now the final addition of the 3.4 patch was the introduction of team killing penalties in casual multiplayer gameplay. Now, I actually ran a little bit of casual with some randos last night, and the team killing was rampant, let me tell you. Now, the problem always was and is going to continue to be that you have to kill multiple teammates in a row in order to be flagged and or eventually kicked from the game as a cancerous player. So if you run into a group of 2 or 3 buddies looking to troll for their 17 YouTube subscribers, they can rotate the team killing and have a field day. I know Ubisoft had good intentions with their team killing penalty initiative, but I really think they need to regroup and devise another plan. Complete details on team killing penalties and processes are linked in the description below. Alright, now moving on to something that I've actually discussed more than Ubisoft has, as mum's been the word since this game's inception regarding new game modes. That's right folks, he's back on his game mode rant. Now, in all the subreddits and patch updates and 2 major DLC releases, not one thing has been mentioned about additional game modes. Now, you'd think if they actually had any intention of a new game mode, or they had some in development, that the community would have at least heard some details, right? Over 7 months deep into this game without a whisper of any new game modes brings me to the conclusion that we're not going to see any. Now, further confirming this theory is the blatant lack of interest that the developers have kept in improving our terrorist hunt experiences. 2 patch updates and a mute hotfix have been released in the last 30 days, and we still can't properly extract the hostage in terrorist hunt without the game glitching out and forcing an application restart. Now, I'm not even a fan of terrorist hunt, so don't get me wrong here, but to me, the clear disregard that they have towards their PvE game modes and players draws a clear conclusion and picture on the wall regarding new upcoming game modes. Don't count on them. And last but certainly not least, today we're going to talk about DLC. When's it coming and what's it going to be? Well, when the game was first released, Ubisoft published this timeline of scheduled DLC releases to the community. And although they haven't been very punctual on keeping their deadlines, with both the Black Ice and Dustline DLC pushing the platforms later than initially intended, this does at least give us a projected target as to when the new DLC will be released to the community. Now, we found out with the release of the Dustline DLC in May that Ubisoft's DLC releases are actually structured by the Pro League marketing campaign. What does that mean, Broom? Meaning, any new DLC operators or new DLC maps will not be released until a Dustline DLC Pro League champion has been crowned. For example, the Dustline DLC was originally planned for an April release. But the Black Ice DLC Pro League wasn't finished with their playoffs and championships, thus pushing the actual release date back from April to May. Instead, the Pro League marketing team used their weekend-long Black Ice DLC Championship extravaganza to introduce the Rainbow Six community to the two new Dustline operators and new Dustline map on an internationally viewed, highly anticipated platform, offering us all a live look at the new DLC via their Rainbow Six Twitch channel. So why ruin a good thing, right? I fully expect us to have the same previews and sneak peeks into the third season of confirmed DLC that we had with Dustline. So when will that be, Broom? Well, don't quote me on this, but I'm hoping, guessing, and gonna say sometime in the first week of August. Now, Ubisoft has confirmed that the new DLC will be released sometime in August, but wouldn't confirm any specific dates at the time. Now, the rest of this confirmed info comes from another fellow Rainbow Six YouTuber named Leo, and his channel's linked in the description below for you to check out, but here's the Cliff Notes version of his video. The new map is confirmed to be in A Favela in Rio de Janeiro, forgive my pronunciation, otherwise known as a Brazilian slum within urban areas. Now you can see an image of an A Favela located on the wall calendars around the border map like this one here. Leo also states that his source confirms that the incoming Brazilian CTU will be the BOPE Special Operations Unit, although no special gadgets, abilities, or weapons were discussed or confirmed. Lastly, Leo makes a prediction about the incoming Brazilian CTU's race, and that is that the incoming operators, one or both, will be black. This prediction, he states, is based on the large population of Afro-Brazilians in Rio de Janeiro and the fact that Castle is the only lone wolf token black operator to date. So what do you think about today's Random 6 thoughts? Do you like the gameplay and level design improvements plus the pulse buffing in 3.4? Are you as disappointed about the lack of game modes in Rainbow Six Siege as I am? And what do you think about the confirmed third season of DLC so far? Do you think Leo is right in his predictions? And what kind of gadgets and special abilities do you think the new CTU should have? Drop a comment in the section below and let me know your Random 6 thoughts. Well, that's about all the time we have for today's video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more content in the future. And until next time, remember to stay sieging, stay thieving, and happy gaming.
I got that guy.